Love your dog. This guy has the best name in Call of Duty gamertag Xbox One history. What's going on, guys? Doug Censor. Hope you guys are all having a great day. Today I'm going to talk about a dream that I had 2 nights ago. Now, usually when you have a dream, you'll forget about... let me mute this guy real quick. Usually when you have a dream, you forget about it within the next day, but luckily for me, I wrote it down on my notepad when I woke up yesterday morning. Now, this dream was freaking weird, guys. I forgot most of the details about it, but I wrote down everything. I'm just gonna read what I wrote down. Swedish buys flight to see Teeqo, stranded on beach with trailers, meets up with grandparents, wants to commit suicide after being shot, and uses Molotov cocktails and alcohol and grenade with Poppy. That's my grandfather, I call him Poppy. Somehow recovers, gets the get out of jail free card. Place in mansion, vlogs it, parents with baby. Now, obviously, you guys can tell I'm not the best note-taker in the world, and I wasn't that good at it in school, so there you go. Without further ado, let's get on with the story. It all started because I had to meet Faze Teeqo'. If you guys don't know who Faze Teeqo' is, he's a member of FaZe. He's been on FaZe for about a year now, I want to say, and he lives in Sweden. Now, Faze Teeqo' actually lived in the FaZe house for a couple of months, and I hung out with him a lot when he was out at the FaZe house because I would go to the FaZe house almost every single day, and we'd all be hanging out together a lot. Now, about 2 months ago, Teeqo' went back to his parents' house in Sweden, and for whatever reason, I decided to have a dream about visiting him in Sweden. Teeqo' always tells me about how Sweden's really, really nice and it's clean, but in my dream when I visited him, it was like a dump. It was like a third world country, and people were just killing people on the streets left and right. So since Sweden was a third world country in my dream, when I got off my flight, I wasn't in an airport. I was basically stranded on this beach. So I got dropped off at a beach with a bunch of trailers. There was like a trailer park in a beach. It was really, really strange, and all the people were extremely poor. It was like poverty level income people. And I knew Teeqo' didn't live in this beach because when Teeqo' told me he had a really nice house, I wasn't expecting to get dropped off at a beach in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of trailers. I didn't know where I was, what I was doing, so I just started knocking on people's doors and asking them where was Teeqo', where could I find Teeqo', and they just told me to go to this mansion. They didn't give me any directions to the mansion, but I just somehow appeared in this mansion because that's how dreams work. I asked, where's the mansion? And I just appeared magically in it. To make things even weirder, I had to meet up with my grandparents before I even went to Teeqo's house in the first place. So I appeared in a mansion, and I tried to find my grandparents, but it was really, really crowded. There was a lot of people around. It was like a giant ballroom in a sense. It was like finding a needle in a haystack. There was like 1,000 people just crammed into this ballroom. But since it's a dream, my grandparents just met up out of nowhere, and I just met up with them. So we went online to get into this mansion that we're trying to get into. We're in this ballroom, like this giant ballroom with 1,000 people, and waiting on a line. And all of a sudden, this Mafia just comes out and starts shooting everyone in sight. I don't want to call them a Mafia. It was more like an African militia. Just a bunch of people with machine guns, and they just walked in and started shooting people. Because in Sweden, for whatever reason, it was legal to kill people. It was legal to just randomly shoot civilians on the street and kill them. Usually in dreams, when you get shot or if you get hurt by somebody or something, you don't feel it and you wake up from the dream. That's not what happened in this dream. In this dream, I got shot in my leg and I couldn't walk anywhere at all. First thought that went through my mind was the fact that I couldn't do leg day in the gym anymore. I was pretty pissed off about that, I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, I somehow managed to escape from my grandparents, and I think my grandfather got shot in the leg as well. So we both had leg injuries and we were both unable to walk. All of a sudden, all the people started to disappear. Just me and my grandparents in a room, and one of the African militia men with a gun standing next to us. And he was saying, you can either kill yourself with a Molotov cocktail, or I could just shoot you right now. And we decided that we wanted to kill ourselves with Molotov cocktails. So my grandfather threw a Molotov cocktail at me, and I threw one at him. And if you guys don't know what they are, it's basically like this thing from World at War. And it's a real-life weapon, but I remember from World at War where it's like a cocktail, like an alcoholic beverage, and you light it on fire, and it like explodes, and there's just like a giant fire, and you basically burn yourself to death. So my grandfather and I decided that we wanted to kill ourselves with these Molotov cocktails, and we threw them at each other, and for whatever reason, it made us recover. We just didn't have any injury anymore. We were just completely fine and normal at that point. But just to keep you guys up to date, this dream took a lot of twists. It started off in a beach, like an abandoned beach. We tried to find Teeqo'. We had to find Teeqo' in his mansion. We ended up going to some giant ballroom with 1,000 people. An African militia started shooting at us. My leg got injured. I couldn't walk, and then a Molotov cocktail was what I wanted to do to kill myself. I wanted to throw it at myself and burn myself alive. So now it takes another twist. I turned into a CIA agent. My mission is to go to the top floor, find this card key, and kill the backstabbing CIA agent that's trying to steal the card key from us. You know, I'm a badass. I get to the top floor, I kill the agent, I get the key, and it wasn't a big deal. It was actually pretty simple. Then my dream turned into like one of those movie endings. If you guys saw Fast 7, it was basically like when they're driving off into the sunlight, and it's just like a happy ending. That's basically what happened. It was like a happy ending. I got the key to the mansion, and I just had the mansion, and I was going to live happily ever after. But then I thought to myself, I'm living in a mansion. I just did a badass thing. I should vlog about this and start vlogging my mansion for my YouTube channel. So I start vlogging, I start going around the place, I start walking around, showing everyone the mansion, a tour of the place and everything. I thought it was going to be a really cool YouTube video. Then all of a sudden I found out the mansion I was staying in was haunted. Now since this stream was 2 days ago, I can't remember all the details and I can't remember exactly everything that I put in my notes. But the mansion was haunted, and then I somehow had a son. I don't even have a wife, but I just had a kid, and I was married. And I became one of those full-time vloggers, just vlogging in my mansion all the time, showing people tours around my house every single day on YouTube. Not sure how that would be entertaining at all, but I guess doing it once or twice would be cool, but not every single day. But that's basically what my life came to. I just vlogged in my mansion every single day of my life, and I made YouTube ad revenue off of it. And yeah, that's how the dream went, guys. When you wake up from a dream, you can remember every single detail of the dream, and then like 5 minutes later, you can't remember any of it at all. And that's basically what's going on with me right now. But this dream was just so weird and so different that I had to talk about it on a YouTube video. Maybe I'm hyping up this dream a little bit too much, but I turned from going into a broke person traveling Sweden and getting shot by an African militia to vlogging in a mansion with a son. It was just pretty crazy to me. I just want to talk about it with you guys. I want to know what your guys' craziest dream is. I know everyone has had a crazy dream before, and I want to know if you guys remember what your crazy dream was. Put it in the comment section down below. Earlier today on my channel, I uploaded a video of me promoting G Fuel Blood Orange. Basically, I was like a crazy salesperson. If you guys don't know who Billy Mays is, that's where we got the influence from. We wanted to do a video kind of replicating what he did, except being a little bit more over the top and over enthusiastic, if you will. I thought it came out really funny. Either you guys are going to be saying it was cringeworthy or it was really funny, but we put a lot of time into it, and I had a lot of fun making the video. So if you guys would drop a like on that video and let me know what you guys thought of that as well, I'd really appreciate it, guys. Also, there's going to be a link to the giveaway I'm doing in the description below. There's going to be a link in the description for the giveaway below. All you basically need to do is follow 4 accounts on Instagram, my account, and 3 guys from Gamma Labs. If you guys don't have an Instagram account, it's no big deal. You don't need to be active on it. Just make it for the sake of the giveaway. Follow the 4 accounts and you'll be entered. If you guys had any crazy dreams, put it in the comments down below. I really appreciate all the support, guys. And as always, this is your boy Xbox Censor, and I'm out, guys. Peace.
Let's go, dog.
That was well played. You could have clutched that a little earlier if you just ran him when he reloaded, but yeah, that was good. Nice job.
Dude, I got killed hella quick by that pistol.
Yeah, it's fully automatic. He hit the same snipe I did. He freaking sniped with freaking stock. He's